So here's a little demo of how to analyze the traceability of Polarion work items and extend the traceability across tool borders. So in this example from Polarion to YAKINDU Statechart Tools. This project overview shows the configuration of the tool YAKINDU Traceability that I set up. So I configured it to read requirements, test cases, user stories and tasks from Polarion. And by the way, as you can see here, we read it from the Polarion database and not via the Polarion API. This makes us read the data really fast. So for us, reading all these elements is just 3 SQL queries. So we can extract the data from Polarion real fast. When we look at the details, let's say for a test case of the configuration, what is a test case? What should our tool recognize as a test case? Then you see it's all work items that are of type test case and that are in the project e-library. So I'm using the Polarion e-library example to extract the data. And yeah, and I also related it to YAKINDU Statechart Tools, as I mentioned. And this overview might also give you a first indication of your coverage. So you can see that 22% of the user stories are linked to test cases, and 38% of the test cases have an in-link from user stories. And you also might notice that we are able to analyze branched work items in Polarion. So now we have set up the configuration of the in this case it's a little v, so left leg and only one element on the right leg of the v. When we switch to the tracing perspective, we can take a look at the real data. So here are the requirements that had been extracted from Polarion, and once I double click an item, I see the graph of the traceability visualized here. So I see that this requirement is parent of that requirement, which is linked to this story, and the story is linked to that test case, and so on. Let me just find one that is linked to a state, so that we have, let's say, something that looks complete. Not that one, not that one. So yeah, here we have a full trace, so chain of trace links, left leg on the V. So we have a requirement linked to a story, linked to a task, linked to, in this case, a state. Another feature of our tool is once you double click a representative of an artifact, it opens the artifact in its original tool. So I just navigated by double click from this guy to the state chart model, and you can see the state, the states that are linked, they have this YAKINDU decoration. So I see that this state is linked to this task, for instance. And once I double click or select the guy, you see that the traceability of this state is also drawn on the graph. So this low wiper rate is not linked, and the medium wiper rate is linked, and I see the graph accordingly here. Yeah, I just want to demo as a last feature the analysis of data. I prepared some queries. So just a KPI query, I see that 17 requirements are not implemented yet, which means they are not linked completely along the left leg of the V. And we have regarding tests, we have 6 tested requirements. So 6 requirements which have a trace to a test case, maybe directly or via branch to a test case, or via a parent relation, or via user story. So we can count the relation, analyze them real fast, create KPIs, send them to you via email nightly, or set up a reporting that informs you about your project status based on real data and not estimations. Thank you. Bye.